Let's transition to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles as in the immediate aftermath in his press conference. Eagles general manager Howie Roseman says a new contract for Hurts, quote, will be a priority for us. So it had me thinking about Jalen Hurts and whether or not the Eagles should invest in Jalen Hurts and give him top guaranteed dollar as their franchise quarterback moving forward. And the first thing I want to say is last year, Deshaun Watson, he was traded from Houston to Cleveland, and Deshaun Watson agreed to a long-term contract with the Cleveland Browns, $230 million guaranteed for Deshaun Watson. Lamar Jackson, he missed the last 5 games this previous season, and the season prior to last year, he missed the last 5 games as well. But Lamar Jackson has an NFL MVP on his resume. The reason why I bring up Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson is because if you're asking the question, does Jalen Hurts deserve a long-term guaranteed contract? The answer is absolutely. Yes, Jalen Hurts deserves a long-term contract as the Philadelphia Eagles starting quarterback, and let me explain why. The number one reason why I believe that Jalen Hurts is going to receive and get a long-term contract that's guaranteed is because Nicole Lynn, she is the agent who represents Jalen Hurts. She is the first Black woman to represent an NFL quarterback in NFL history. So, being that this is her first client that's a quarterback, I believe that Nicole Lynn, when negotiating this contract with the Philadelphia Eagles, she's going to try to maximize what she can get from the Philadelphia Eagles for Jalen Hurts. Okay, Nicole Lynn, we got to keep our eye on this. She is an amazing agent, and I'm glad Jalen Hurts chose her to represent him as his agent. And I think being that Jalen Hurts is her first quarterback and first client that she's representing, I think she's going to shoot for the stars when negotiating a contract for Jalen Hurts. She wants to be this. She wants to get Jalen Hurts paid top dollar. So that's the number one reason why I feel like he's going to get paid top dollar. Number two, and this is really the most important as well. When it comes to talent, you may say that Josh Allen is better than Jalen Hurts. You may say that Justin Herbert is better than Jalen Hurts. You may even say that Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence is more talented than Jalen Hurts is. But what you cannot say is neither of those quarterbacks that I just named, none of them have displayed the leadership that Jalen Hurts has displayed so far in his young career. I believe that as a leader, you can make an argument that Jalen Hurts is one of the best leaders at the quarterback position in the NFL, period. And neither Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, or Deshaun Watson has led their respective teams to a Super Bowl berth. That's something that Jalen Hurts was able to do in his 3rd year as a starter. And also this year, before his injury against the Bears in Week 15, Jalen Hurts was in the MVP conversation. He was a top 2 candidate for league MVP honors, neck and neck with Patrick Mahomes. And we saw the value of Jalen Hurts, and it significantly increased once he got injured in week 15 because the Eagles, they went 0-2 in his absence. They lost in week 16 to the Cowboys. They lost in week 17 to the Saints. Saints weren't even a playoff team this year. So I said it while it was happening during the season when the Eagles lost to those two teams in the absence of a Jalen Hurts. I said Jalen Hurts' value has increased officially. It has increased. They went 12-1 with Jalen Hurts as a starter this year, and they went 0-2 in the absence of Jalen Hurts. So that alone shows his value. Now let's look at him statistically since he's came into the NFL, shall we? He came into the NFL in 2020. And remember, it was Carson Wentz, I believe he was still in Philadelphia. So that year, he only had 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,061 passing yards. 2021, he improved. And he led the Philadelphia Eagles to the postseason. 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,144 passing yards. This year was the best season of his career. He had 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 3,701 passing yards. And as great as he is as a thrower of the football, because I thought he got better this year at throwing the football down the field effectively. I thought this year he was a better pocket passer in year 3 compared to what he was the first 2 years of his career. But this season, this past season, the man had 13 rushing touchdowns, 760 rushing yards on 165 rush attempts. As great as that Eagles running game was, with Miles Sanders, with Boston Scott, with Gainwell, Jalen Hurts was a big part of the reason why the Philadelphia Eagles had a top 5 rushing attack in the NFL. And again, Deshaun Watson has not shown the leadership of a Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson, I love Lamar. Lamar won an MVP already in his career. And I think the Baltimore Ravens should pay Lamar Jackson. But Lamar Jackson, he missed the last 5 games of the 2021 season and the last 5 games of the 2022 season. So durability is a question when it comes to Lamar Jackson. Jalen Hurts, we have no questions about Jalen Hurts and how good he is as a starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Make no mistake about it. The Philadelphia Eagles would not have been in the Super Bowl if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts. And I felt like in the Super Bowl, as great as Patrick Mahomes was, Jalen Hurts outplayed Patrick Mahomes. It was one of those cases. Remember in the 2000, I think it was the 2017 NBA Finals. It might have been 2018. Kevin Durant's first year with the Golden State Warriors. Remember LeBron James, without Kyrie Irving, he led the Cleveland Cavaliers to the NBA Finals. And even though Kevin Durant won Finals MVP and the Warriors dismantled the Cavs, there were people talking about maybe LeBron should have won Finals MVP. Seriously. There were people saying maybe LeBron should have won Finals MVP. I felt that way watching the Super Bowl this year. Jalen Hurts was sensational in the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts, he goes 27 of 38, 304 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, but he ran the ball great in the Super Bowl. 15 carries, only 70 rushing yards, but 3 rushing touchdowns, averaging 4.7 yards per rush. If the Eagles would have won the Super Bowl, it was no doubt who was going to win NFL MVP for the Super Bowl this year. It would have been Jalen Hurts. Patrick Mahomes was efficient in the Super Bowl, but I believe in totality, Jalen Hurts outplayed Patrick Mahomes. If it wasn't for the fumble in the first half, Jalen Hurts would have had a perfect game. So I think Jalen Hurts is worth it. I believe he has shown an ability to be a leader of men. And if I'm Howie Roseman, the general manager for the Eagles, and I'm Jeffrey Lurie, the owner for the Philadelphia Eagles, I am paying Jalen Hurts at minimal $200 million guaranteed. At minimal. And that's less than Deshaun Watson. But that's the starting point if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles and if I'm Jalen Hurts. So I definitely believe that he's worth every dollar that the Philadelphia Eagles can offer him. And I think he is a franchise quarterback moving forward. Now, the one thing that he's going to have to do next year is he's going to have to produce, because they're going to lose some guys. And don't forget, their previous offensive coordinator, Shane Steichen, he now is the head coach in Indy. He was the previous offensive coordinator, Shane Steichen. He's now the head coach in Indianapolis. So he doesn't have his previous offensive coordinator. His defensive coordinator in John Gannon also, he left for the Arizona Cardinals head coaching job as well. And these are some notable free agents for the Philadelphia Eagles this offseason. Defensively, Javon Hargrove, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, James Bradbury, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, his center, Jason Kelsey, he may retire, Miles Sanders, T.J. Edwards at linebacker. So Jalen Hurts, he's in the final year of his rookie contract. But next year, he may have more of a responsibility to produce for this Philadelphia Eagles football team to contend in the NFC East. You know, that's the thing. When you have a young quarterback, you want to try to win the Super Bowl in that window while they're playing on their rookie contract, because you'll be able to pay other guys and, you know, kind of like make your young quarterback have to wait to get his big-time contract. Because usually once your quarterback gets paid, you lose key contributors on your football team. So next year, Jalen Hurts is going to have more responsibility to produce offensively at the quarterback position for the Philadelphia Eagles to be successful. But I definitely believe that he is definitely more than capable at being able to do that. So I'm definitely going to pay him top dollar. Everybody go and follow Wise Guys on Twitter at WiseGuys_H. Also on Facebook, Wise Guys. And be sure to follow Wise Guys on Instagram at These Guys No Sports.